Happy morning.
Happy morning.
In the last life lesson was the words just like me. In the Incredible Projections group, in the Life Intelligence group, there have been some sharings about just like me. And personally, I have received a few messages from a few of them speaking about just like me. How many of you were not there or you haven't seen that just like me? Okay. Those of you who have notebooks, please open your notebooks. I will help you with a diagram. There is a very simple diagram called the Venn diagram. Many things can be explained through a Venn diagram. Today we are going to take help from a Venn diagram and we are going to move a little deeper, a little ahead. Now this Venn diagram is not W-H-E-N Venn, but it is V-E-N-N Venn. It's called a Venn diagram. I mean, just for the sake of some knowledge, for some of you who like these chota cute insights. You will draw two circles and the two circles will have a little overlapping area. What do I mean by that? Rajesh, give me a note. Yeah?
Yes.
So something like this. So there are two circles and there is one small overlapping area. Okay, please draw that. I'll use your notebook for some time. So this kind of a diagram is called a Venn diagram. Now in one circle, you may write I. So in your notebook write I, and I is I. Don't write EYE. Or if you really love your name, you can write your name also. Fundamentally, one circle represents you. Now the other circle represents a person who for some reason you don't like. It can be an ex-business partner, it can be one client who's refusing to give you money, it can be somebody who did something unfair to you, it can be some family member who's misunderstood you or spoken bad about you, it can be somebody whom you helped but in your times of need they did not help. Any reason, somebody whom you don't like for whatever reasons. Write the name of the other person in the other circle, the big circle. If you have come as husband and wife, please don't write each other's name. Okay, let's play safe. Because I'm telling you after life lesson, they will look into your notebook to find who's that person about whom you have written. So now this is, let's say, I, and this is, let's say, X. Now the space in between, this space in between, now this space in between are areas where both of you are common. There is so much difference between the two personalities. You have your own values, you have your own priorities, you have your own goals, you have your own likes and dislikes. But there is some area where there is some things common. It could be something as simple as, just like me, he also wants respect in life. Just like me, he loves his family. Just like me, he loves watching movies. Just like me, he loves to travel. Just like me, he enjoys his food. Between any two human beings, if you wish, you can find a common area which is just like me. Whenever I have a bad experience with a person, I will have a tendency to distance myself because of the large areas which is not common at all. With every human being, I will find a lot of these differences. But what builds relationships and what creates peace is the focus on just like me. Let's say, for example, Praveen is very disciplined. And let's say, for example, Rajesh is not disciplined. For example. Rajesh should not say, पहले तो सुबह सुबह नोटबुक ले लिया, अभी मेरे को इंडिसिप्लिन बोल रहे हैं, थोड़े दिन बाद मिला ना प्यार. Now every time Praveen thinks about Rajesh, he may think बहुत indisciplined. Discipline है ही नहीं. There will be a lot of areas where both of them can learn from each other, support each other, grow with each other, contribute to each other. If nothing else, they can think about each other and still be peaceful. See, in life, every now and then there is bound to be friction, there is bound to be difference with people. The closer you come to a human being, the more are the possibilities of differences. I was conducting a program a few days ago for this organization called YPO, Young Presidents Organization. It's an organization where you have to be a second generation businessman plus at least a turnover of 100 crores for you to qualify there. That's what I'm told. And one person asked this question, why is it that there is so many fights in a married life? Just because in a marriage, there are so many decisions that we have to take together every day. Starting from, should I wear a kurta for life lessons? Or a t-shirt for life lessons? Or something else for life lessons? I might want something and Bharti might say, ये मत पहनो, ये जमता नहीं, ये black background के साथ में वो वाला color में merge हो जाएगा. And I say, I go to emerge. And a difference of opinion. And it might lead to you give me more freedom. I will wear what I wear. Two, what should be the breakfast? Who should sit in which chair? What should be served first? Dhaniya ka chutney kaisa? Matlab, there are so many things on which we have to take mutual decisions. More the number of decisions you have to take mutually, more are the possibilities of differences. In a married life, there are 100 choices you have to make every day. And if I am a little immature, those 2 or 3 choices where we have difference of opinion, I will make that as the definition of the relationship. If I am not mature. For example, everything went well, but dhania ka chutney was told कि यार ये धनिया का चटनी अच्छा नहीं बना है. till the evening there might be a disturbance कि मेरे चटनी को criticize किया, अरे यार 10 चीज का appreciate किया. But some of us will have a tendency to only think about what was not right, and I'll come to that in today's life lesson. That to me will be a lifesaver for most of us today. Now, if you want to be peaceful, even if their criticism was wrong, when you think just like me, you are peaceful. You are finding common areas where both of you are similar. So the aggression inside goes down. The judgments inside go down. The acceptance for each other goes up. This is very insignificant issues. But in the significant issues of life, you will still be able to be peaceful, relaxed, and you'll be able to forgive the other person and move on effortlessly when you can say, just like me. So this is what that Venn diagram was all about, and this is what we discussed the other day about just like me. Now in this just like me, let's go a step deeper. This area which is me, let me divide this into two parts. A very simple two-part. One part has, say, all the good that I am, and the other part, let's say, have all the wrong that I am. Similarly, for the other person, one part has all the good they are, and one part has some wrongs that they are. Preferably bring a notebook to every life lesson, because some of these things become much more handy. Many things can be done on the mobile, but as you do it along with everybody else, it kind of becomes a part of your system. So we're very clear, no confusion. If anybody gets stuck and my suggestions are not making sense to you or you're getting confused, don't look at your neighbor's notebook. They might be worse than you. They might be more confused than you are. Always better to raise your hand and get clarification. Okay? Now, here comes that little complication because of which you will not be able to do just like me. You will anchor yourself on the right that you do. You want the world to see only the right that you have. And from this right that you have, you look at the wrong of the world, you will judge everybody. अपने को लगता है मैं तो सही हूँ, देखो मेरे में ये भी अच्छा है, ये भी अच्छा है, ये भी अच्छा है, ये भी अच्छा है, अपने को सिर्फ अच्छा ही दिख रहा है। और जो सही नहीं है अपने बोलते तो हर इंसान में होता है, उसको बाजू में रखो। बट दूसरों में जो अच्छा नहीं है वो बहुत शार्प क्लियर दिखता है, DSLR काइंड ऑफ इमेज, ब्रिलियंट, एकदम डिटेल में दिखता है, माइक्रोस्कोपिक मालूम पड़ता है। And in case in a marriage there are two people of the same kind, where both are able to see the good in themselves and the wrong in other, jai ho. In a partnership between two brothers, between brothers and sisters, between friends, in family. And the opposite is also valid. There are some of us who will be able to see only the good, only the bad in us. And we see the good of others. It makes us a very gentle person. But always makes me think, men are like, which is also bad for you. मेरे से ये भी नहीं होता है, मेरे से वो भी नहीं होता है, मैंने वो कोशिश किया था, वो भी मेरे को नहीं जम रहा है, वो देखो कितना अच्छा है. And a very deep-rooted inferiority complex, because of which there is an amount of sadness in our life almost all the time. Anxiety and insecurity rules our life. Everything good about you, you say, अरे क्या बड़ा बात नहीं होती, क्या है? Bad about you, यही मेरा problem है. There is purity in your soul, so you can see the good in others. But for yourself, you are a little harsh. Both these situations are disturbing. In one, you find wrong with the world. In the other, you find wrong only with yourself. A balanced view is required. There is good in me, there is bad in me. Let me use the good to eliminate or reduce the bad. There is good in people and not so good in people. I am bothered about the good in people so that I can enjoy them, and wherever possible, let me contribute in their life. Then there is no arrogance, there is hardly any long-lasting ego. And it's very easy for you to either build relationships or let go of a few which has not gone right and continue beautifully in your life. So this is what that just like me was about, that we have taken a little deeper today. Now before we move on to something really deep and profound, any questions on this? Any immediate on the top of your head question?
So often happens that when you discuss something and the other person doesn't want to understand you. तो जैसा we have talked about mistake and गुनाह.
गलती, गुनाह और पाप.
मैंने तो मिस्टेक किया, तूने गुनाह किया. It's a good relationship. Somehow you feel that they're not understanding you and you don't want to drop that relationship. So, just like me, maybe there is a small mistake from my end, but my mistake is taken as a guna. In such situations, how do you?
See, this is a very beautiful situation, in fact. There are situations where somebody has been really bad, somebody has been really exploitative, somebody has done really wrong to you. For example, I have taken money from you and I go and tell everybody, मैंने तो पैसे लिए ही नहीं. मतलब somebody has really hurt you. Even in those situations, you can find just like me. So what you're saying is in the other big circles, in that part which is not okay of that person. They don't have self-awareness. They may not have the right company of people. They might have immediate people who keep on telling up, तुम्हारा बड़ा गलती नहीं था, उसका बड़ा गलती था. So those are the areas of differences. But what is the just like me over there? Just like me, he also loves his family. Just like me, he would love to see his children become very successful in life. Just like me, he is also a hard worker. Just like me, he is also God-fearing. Just like me, business ethics is important to him. Now, the moment you make this list, just like me, what are the common things? You will become a little soft with respect to your pain. The volcano inside will become thanda. And now objectively you do what has to be done without waiting for the other person to realize his mistake. एक दिन उसको उसकी गलती समझनी चाहिए. भाई क्यों? Now many of us have this weakness, and that weakness is सामने वालों को उसकी गलती समझाना है. क्यों समझाना है? जिसको समझना नहीं है, आप उसको जबरदस्ती नहीं समझा सकते. You don't like mathematics. Can I teach you integrated calculus? I can't. How can you forcibly teach someone something? उधर कोशिश ही क्यों करते हो? छोड़ दो. The day they are open to learn, that they teach. Till they are open to learn, focus on other things in life which needs your focus. Na? This is what this session is about. But I'll give you a deeper answer in a little while. Anil does not look very happy with my answer. I'll give you a deeper answer. Don't bother. Okay. So let's move to something super interesting. Again, open your notebooks and just write down 4 words. Then I'll give you a little history. It will be a very interesting session. Write down this big word called pair. Jodi, Jodi. Now don't write Jodi, write pair. Pair. Now let me take you through a journey. How many of you remember your childhood? And I really enjoy asking these questions where the obvious answer is yes. But what I enjoy is there are some people who will say, "Chhodna yaar, kai ko apna haath upar karne ka." So my eyes search for those. कि ये थोड़ा lazy बंदा है हमारा. How many of you remember the time you were born? अब हाथ उठाओ. Early days, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. 3 years you remember. My good Lord, I don't remember anything till 10 years. ये पूरा memory wipe out हो गया. And even 10 to 16, I remember the food that I ate. और ज़्यादा कुछ memories नहीं है. Now imagine a child. How many of your parents here? Quite a lot. When a child is born, the child is completely dependent on the world. The child very soon realizes it is helpless by itself. It needs food. It knows अपने आप मेरा पेट नहीं भरता है, मेरे को किसी का हेल्प चाहिए. It wants to go to school. It knows अपने आप नहीं होता है, किसी का हेल्प चाहिए. It wants to wear clothes. अपने आप नहीं होता है, किसी का हेल्प चाहिए. It wants to take something out from the cupboard. अपने आप नहीं होता है, किसी का हेल्प चाहिए. Now understand very deeply what we are attempting to discuss in today's life lesson. Our earliest memories of ourselves, forget the picture and the detail, and let's just think about realization. The realization is, I am dependent on the world. I am not enough. मुझे बहुत लोगों की हेल्प चाहिए, बहुत लोगों की सहायता चाहिए. मैं अपने आप कुछ नहीं कर सकता. Now, because of the maturity or immaturity of people around us, the child either reinforces this thinking that I am helpless and I need the world, or mature people around the child will slowly and steadily make the child understand there are many things in life where you are not needing the world, you are not helpless, you can help yourself. Unfortunately, parents who have gone through their childhood where they were made to believe that you need the world, you will depend on the world, or you will depend on other people, have grown up with this conviction that my child also completely should be like me. For example, if you have a 12-year-old child and the child needs to cross the road, the child can cross the road by themselves. But if we tell the child, ट्रैफिक का भरोसा नहीं है, कोई भी गाड़ी आती है, तू रुक, तुम सब तरफ देखते नहीं हो, तुम अकेले जाओगे, तुमको कुछ हो जाएगा, and you send one servant, or you send the elder brother and sister, or you yourself go and help the child cross the road. We have just given to the child an experience which says, you need the world, you have to depend on the world, you are not good enough by yourself. If the child wants to travel somewhere, let's say child goes to study abroad, and the child says, I am going to go on a biking expedition all by myself for the next 7 days. पागल है क्या? कुछ हो गया तो? Again we are telling the child, you are not good enough by yourself. कुछ भी करने के पहले मेरे को पूछो. You are not good enough by yourself. The child wants to wear a particular dress. ये कोई combination है? You are not good enough by yourself. We go to a restaurant and even there the child is not allowed to order for the food. तुम क्या बोल रहे हो? ये मत खाओ, वो खाओ. You are not good enough by yourself. You are inadequate. Some of us have lived our entire life with this feeling, therefore, that I am inadequate. And therefore, we become completely dependent on people and a fear that समाज अगर मेरे साथ नहीं रहेगा तो मेरा क्या हो जाएगा? Therefore, my whole life is, what should I do so that others approve of me? From the time I am born, maybe till today, I have been told again and again, ये मत करो, ऐसा मत करो, इधर मत बैठो, इधर मत जाओ, ऐसा करो, वो करो, ऐसा करो. It's a different thing when you tell, ये पहनो ना बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, and there you are pampering them, you are loving them, you are saying that with a lot of love and affection. It's a different thing when you say it judgmentally, ये क्या बकवास है? We do not allow people to believe that they can be independent. Because we don't believe we can be independent. I in pair stands for inadequate. Which means incomplete, inefficient, not good enough. In other words, I reject myself so often. I don't want to do it is different. I can't do it is different. ये डाइट है क्या? ये मेरे से नहीं होगा. सुबह जल्दी उठना है क्या? मेरे से नहीं होगा. टाइम पे पहुंचना है क्या? मेरे से नहीं होगा. When I know all these things are good, but I believe I can't, I am rejecting myself. It's a different thing to say, I don't want to. I don't want to learn ballet dance. That's different. I don't want to learn swimming. Different. I want to, but I don't think I can. उधर पंगा है. I want to take care of my body, लेकिन क्या होता नहीं है. I want to have a happy family, but वो just like me मेरे से जमता नहीं है. I want to expand my business, वो delegation मेरे से होता नहीं है. Systems मेरे से बनते नहीं है. And every time you say that, you are rejecting yourself. And you are telling yourself, I am inadequate. This will create a lot of negative emotions inside your heart. I am inadequate will lead to misbehavior. I am inadequate will lead to misbehavior. And your misbehavior might be with your children. Or with your spouse. Or with somebody who is economically weaker than you are. Or somebody who doesn't have style you may have. You won't be able to respect everybody. You believe you are inadequate. In your marriage, do you consistently make your partner believe they are not good enough? Do you always point out what is not okay? It can be something as simple as, ये ग्लास यहाँ क्यों पड़ा है? जूते वहां क्यों हैं? And you say it with such ugly tone. The issue is there, but the issue can be treated without making the other person believe they are incompetent. Not your fault, but it's a reflection of what is inside. Your behavior is a mirror of what is inside. Your behavior is a communication about what is inside. When I am hungry and I tell my wife, darling, I am hungry, can you make something? My communication is an expression of what I need. My behavior is a communication of what I need. unknowingly, do you make colleagues at office believe they are not good enough, they are inadequate? For example, since there are so many ladies here, the Kamwali bai comes and does some work. Your first communication with the bai is it? अरे ये क्यों नहीं किया? ये ऐसा क्यों किया? तुमको तो ये बोला था ना? कितनी बार बोलने का? ये भी ध्यान से नहीं किया. मैं देखती नहीं हूं तो तुम क्या काम से ध्यान? Now the lady has worked for 1.5 hours. There would have been some mistakes or shortcomings. But if your communication is only about ये भी ठीक नहीं है, 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 the conviction that you give to the other person is तेरे में कुछ भी ठीक नहीं है. It's a reflection of the struggle you are still going through inside. There are 4 different kinds of struggles you have inside. One of them being, I have a feeling of being inadequate. Unfortunately, this is the natural beginning of our life. That is why inferiority complex is much more prevalent and common than proper self-belief and self-esteem. Because so many years we only realized I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. And it would take a smart parent or smart grandparents or smart teacher inside the classroom to appreciate the child for every small improvement and say, Arey, you have developed. Arey, you've become better. Arey, this work is so nice. Last time which you did was, let's say, 5 out of 10. Today, 7. 40% improvement. If any one of us has been blessed by a person like that when we grew up, you and me may have the same skill sets. But with the same skill sets, you were blessed with a person like that. You might believe you are good, there is scope of improvement, I am working on it, maza aa raha hai. Same skill sets. And I may not be blessed with a person like this, same skill sets. And I might be thinking, I'm not good enough. I should not take the initiatives. I can't take that big responsibility. I can't expand. I can't take that risk. Same skill set. But one person will say, bring it on. And the other will say, nahi baba, अपने से नहीं होगा. One friend sent me a message last night, a photograph of a gym where the person who is giving personal training is 83 years old. "83-year-old gym trainer. And even more beautiful is the person who's taking the gym training is 103 years old. Both don't have teeth. What a lovely picture here. 103, he is doing leg press. 103, we might need one pulley to pull our leg up. But first, let's be till 103. Some of us 50 हो गया, अभी तो 50 हो गया. Your fundamental struggles of paisa, dhanda, identity is over. Now the best of your life is ahead of you. And at that time, मुरझाए हुए फूल की तरह, इवन इफ यू रिमूव द मुरझाए हुए, क्या मेरे से नहीं होगा? अरे क्यों नहीं होगा? सुबह उठना नहीं होता है, मतलब एक्सप्लेन। नहीं, वो सुबह आंख नहीं खुलती है। क्यों? Stay straight away. I am lazy bum. I sleep as last as I can. मेरी जो प्रवृत्ति है ना पिशाचों की है। You know what is पिशाच? भूत प्रेत। 12 साढ़े 12 बजे सब पिशाचों को हेलो हाय करके, आंख जब ऐसे होता है फिर मैं जाता सोने के लिए। 10 बजे सोता ही नहीं हूं। नहीं, 10 बजे नींद नहीं आती है। रूम के अंदर जा, लाइट्स ऑफ कर, सॉफ्ट अच्छा म्यूजिक लगा, बड़ा प्यारा सा, आंख बंद कर ले, देखते हैं कितनी देर नहीं आता नहीं। आंख खोल के पूरे दिन रहता है ना, आंख बंद करके देखते हैं कितना टाइम निकलता है, 10 मिनट, आधा घंटा, 1 घंटा। 2-3 दिन में आराम से नींद आएगी, आराम से उठने को लगेगा। 3 days, मोर देन इनफ। What do you do after 9 p.m.? Which is so important that you have to sleep at 1. नहीं, मेरे से नहीं होता है। क्यों? Maybe in your childhood you didn't have that person who could look at you and say, very good, nice improvement. अरे तूने बहुत अच्छा कोशिश किया और ये तो कमाल हो गया, मैं तो तेरे उम्र का था, इतना मेरे से होता ही नहीं था। Now you and me cannot go back to our childhood and change. But currently with people around us, can we change that? Can we change it? More importantly, shall we change it? That critic inside us who likes to prove people are not good enough, उसको थोड़ा कोल्ड स्टोरेज में डालो। Asha is in cold storage business, so if you want, take deep advice from him. So I stands for inadequate. Just take 2 minutes and mirror your life. Are there things that you want to do, but you think you won't be able to? I mean, physically also it's possible, but अंदर से वो जोश, जुनून या विश्वास नहीं है। अगर ऐसा कुछ है ना, तो make a conscious decision that I want to conquer that. It's not about achieving the world outside, but it's about how I want to feel within. You love someone, you care for someone, or just pure sheer your nature should be, I'm able to find good in others and I'm able to appreciate them for every development. Think about how peaceful you will be. बहुत मजा आएगा। P stands for power.
In pair only, that's it.
Yeah. What we are discussing is reasons for our misbehavior. Pair is reasons for our misbehavior. So it's easy for me to tell a Jay, अरे यार जय तू सबका रेस्पेक्ट किया कर यार। जय also agrees, हाँ मेरे को करना है क्योंकि डिसरेस्पेक्ट करना मेरे को भी अच्छा नहीं लगता, लेकिन आ जाता है, जबान पे आ जाता है। किसी का कुछ देखता हूँ ना, पर रहा नहीं जाता है, वो सोचता नहीं हो लेकिन मुंह से निकल जाता है। Why does it happen like this? The answer is pair. This is a session of self-awareness. Now, when I say you make people feel inadequate, it may not be always in a negative tone. Even in your heart, you might be thinking, मैं परेशान हो गया हूँ, ये ऐसा क्यों करता है? ये अच्छा नहीं है आदमी, नालायक है. Or for yourself, if you're thinking this way. With yourself, you are misbehaving. P stands for power. Some of us believe that unless we display our power, we won't have an identity. So often, it's a power struggle. मैं जैसा बोलेगा वैसा ही जाएगा. Power. Sometimes you'll find kids display this. They want to show who's more powerful, them or the parents, them or the teachers, them or friends. In other words, when I want to feel power for my identity, I want to dominate. I get a nasha of dominating others. I don't allow anybody to complete their statement. In between, I cut them off. Anyone of you very impatient with people, you can't even listen to them talk. You will cut them off. Power struggle. This naked need for power will make you misbehave. Your sense of identity is born out of your need to dominate others. You can't surrender. You can't have bhakti. You want to be in control. Unless things happen the way you want, you blow your top. I've experienced mothers screaming and shouting because the salt and pepper wala things were not kept properly. First should be salt, then pepper. तुमको इतना नहीं मालूम है? अगर ठीक से उतना ही था. So let's say office, if I have told them ये बिजली का बिल भरना है, ये कवर कोरियर करना है, पहले बिजली का बिल भर, फिर कोरियर कर, और फिर उसके बाद में मेरे पास अपना बैलेंस शीट लेके आ. I have told पहले बिजली, फिर कोरियर. Now, in case a courier वाला even comes to office and I see him giving it, तो वो क्या बोला था? पहले क्या करने बोला था? मैंने क्या बोला था? Some parents might be 75, 80 years old, but even today they want power. And their 50, 55-year-old son, if he takes any decision without asking the parents, वो बड़ा ड्रामा होता है. And I have seen this. Parents telling, हमारा हरिद्वार का टिकट ले आओ. क्या हो गया? नहीं, हमारी तो जरूरत ही नहीं है तुमको, तुम लोग तो अपने मर्जी से सब करते हो, हमारी क्या जरूरत है, हम लोग जा रहे हैं हरिद्वार. I wonder what will happen if the child says, अच्छा, second tier, 2 tier AC लाना है, 3 tier. नहीं आप नहीं हमारी जरूरत नहीं है, हमको तो पूछा ही नहीं. पावर लगता है उनको. Do you attempt to dominate others? Or do you every now and then issue these 3 threats? अगर मेरे हिसाब से काम नहीं हुआ, then and a threat follows. So often businessmen at office do that. You don't work well, get out of here. And when he gives this resignation, अरे बड़ा ऐसा नहीं है, तो मेरे को तो गुस्सा आता है, तू कहीं मत जा. When your bluff is called, then you become एकदम Jesus Christ, Mother Teresa, Ramakrishna Paramahans, all rolled into one. Temporarily. Now these are the people who in their fancy cars will have such an ego about their car. If there is an auto rickshaw driver who took, let's say, a wrong turn, they will go down and slap that fellow. ऐसे चलाता है, अक्कल नहीं है, मेरे गाड़ी को हो जाता है गुस्सा, टप्पा. Power hungry. I saw one picture, I think yesterday in the newspapers, day before yesterday. One BJP MP beating a MLA क्योंकि वो प्लेकार्ड बरोबर नहीं था, नाम बरोबर नहीं लिखा हुआ. Power. I have to dominate others. It will lead to misbehavior. A. Please mirror yourself or your loved ones or your colleagues with these traits and find out where do you fit, where does somebody else fit. A stands for attention. इनको भाव चाहिए. If you have a need for attention, which means you need the spotlight, you need a lot of respect, you need to be a priority. And when you're not given that, you are janbil machli. Thought up. Exact. Your feeling will be तड़प के दिल लुट गए. You go to a function and there somebody didn't ask you to have food twice. You come back with that feeling. अगली बार से जाने का ही नहीं होता, इज्जत नहीं मिलता. हमारे क्या घर में खाना नहीं है? कहीं कोई ब्राह्मण बोझ थोड़े ना था कि सिर्फ खिलाने के लिए बुलाया. किसी के घर का ओपनिंग है, बच्चे का नामकरण है, शादी है, आप तुम कहीं से आ रहे हो तो भूख लगी होगी, इसके लिए खा लेते थे, सिर्फ खिलाने के लिए कोई नहीं बोला था. But we don't like it. I need a lot of attention. Do you need a lot of attention? If you work somewhere and you're not appreciated, you feel out of place. इतना काम किया, क्या कुछ भी नहीं बोला. If there is a conversation going on, you have to speak even if you don't know what you are speaking. Anybody like that? And then you ask, अच्छा टॉपिक क्या था? क्योंकि जो बात कर रहा है सब उसको देख रहे हैं ना. तुम बात नहीं कर रहे हो, कोई तुमको देख ही नहीं रहा. यू फील सो आउट ऑफ प्लेस. अरे मेरे को अटेंशन ही नहीं मिल रहा है. Some people will behave weird. मतलब टाइमिंग सही नहीं करता है. I don't know, should I complete my sentence or not? What I wanted to say is, some people will behave weird just to get attention. See this so often in children. When guests come home, they will do anything to get attention. You sit down to eat and उनको उसी समय potty है. And they'll sit there for 15 minutes with no output. But they need that attention. When I say about output, see, to be very honest, I get these opportunities only in life lessons. So if I get an opportunity, how do I leave it?
I heard. I also get an opportunity to speak back to you.
Some of us feel very poor. See, all these things are done because without these we feel very poor. If I don't have power, I think I'm very poor, I'm very weak, कुछ तो मेरे संग गलत हो जाएगा. If I don't get attention, I think I'm very poor, nobody needs me. मेरे अस्तित्व को कोई मतलब ही नहीं. And somebody will just leave me and they'll go away. One day I'll be all alone. In fact, right now with 10 people, I am so alone. And the earliest memories are, oh my God, you are dependent on the world. और तुमको कोई ध्यान भी नहीं दे रहा है, तुमको कोई देख भी नहीं रहा है. Classically, this is happening to the seniors in our families. Let's say Papa is 62 and we tell, Papa, बहुत काम हो गया, अभी अब रिटायर हो जाओ. तो क्या जरूरत है? Take it easy, relax. But when he goes to work, there are some people who need him. He can take certain decisions, so he has some power, he gets some attention, he feels he's good. वो घर में बैठ के he has none of these feelings. क्या करेंगे पूरा दिन? 2 घंटा भजन कर लिया, 2 घंटा भगवान का नाम ले लिया, 2 घंटा जाके कहीं जाके आ गए. But he doesn't get any one of these things. And most daughter-in-laws now want to bring up the children their way. So the grandparents are not free to parent the grandchildren. So body relaxation is there, but everything else is absent. And hence either they die before their age, or they grumble, or they withdraw themselves into one corner room in their house, do not come out and talk to people. You'll see that with so many old people in so many homes. So keep the senior people busy. Give them enough work. Make them feel that they are important. Give them some powers in some aspects of life. Do not make them feel inadequate. कि तुम्हारी हमको जरूरत ही नहीं है अभी. An hour. I was inadequate, no? We began there. R stands for rebellion. Rebellion. You tell the child, beta thoda der chup rahe, he will cry loud. Let's say husband and wife, some disturbance, disagreement, and you tell ठीक है 10 मिनट बात करेंगे, they'll say 10 मिनट बात क्यों, अब भी बात करो. You tell somebody गाड़ी थोड़ा धीरे से चलाओ, speed increases. You tell somebody sleep on time, deliberately they'll sleep late. Don't meet that person, he's wrong company for you. They will meet that person more frequently. कि जो बोलेगा उसका उल्टा करेगा. You don't dominate me, you don't control me, you don't power me. I have my own identity. मैं अपने मर्जी का मालिक है. मेरे को दुनिया में कोई नहीं बोल सकता क्या करना चाहिए. Rebellion often comes from a very deep seat of fear. In psychology, we also call these people rebels without a cause. Robin Hood was a rebel, but he had a cause. Bhagat Singh was a rebel, but he had a cause. Mahatma Gandhi was a rebel, he had a cause. In matters of electronics, technology, Steve Jobs was a rebel, but he had a cause, beautify electronics. So often in life we rebel, there is no cause, just like that. जो रूल्स है उसको ब्रेक करने का. Rebellion gives me identity and gives me a sense of thrill. These are people who care a damn about red light, green light, one way, no parking. There is traffic on the road, yet they will do double parking. A lot of inconvenience to others. उनको दिखता भी नहीं and they care a damn about the inconvenience to others. These people will effortlessly throw kachara from their house, from the balcony. They will park in somebody else's parking. आ रहे हैं ना 2 मिनट में. Break the rules. So you shouldn't drive before 18. These children will want to drive at 14, 15 itself. Unfortunately, because I think I should break all the rules, discipline never becomes a part of life. Planning and purpose never becomes a part of life. Teamwork never becomes a part of life. Success never becomes a part of life. Because all of these beautiful things require certain rules to be followed. These people are fundamentally on a self-destruction mechanism. हम खुद ही को बर्बाद करेंगे. So जुआ नहीं खेलना चाहिए, खेलेंगे. You'll find these are the children who steal from their own home. They steal from their own house. They can tell lies. Rebel. Now, when does rebellion happen? There are two fundamental reasons why rebellion happens. And these are completely opposite reasons. Reason number one, they have been pressed so much, they care a damn about what can go wrong. मतलब या तो बहुत पिटाई हुई है या बहुत डिसरेस्पेक्ट मिला है, बहुत हंसी उड़ाई गई है. They believe they've reached the bottom. So now they care a damn about what happens to others, because when bad was happening to them, nobody cared. So rebel. In the other case, when somebody is wrong but they are pampered, कोई बात नहीं. तब गलती गुनाह बनती है, गुनाह पाप बनता है. Wrong है, but it is pampered. दुर्योधन being the classic case. गलत है फिर भी पैम्परिंग. Misbehavior is rampant because of pain. So P-A-I-R. I need power. I need attention. I feel absolutely inadequate. And I feel apathy for the world. I care a damn about others. Rebellion. All these four in different combinations leads to misbehavior. Most of us have at least one of this. Which is yours? Be honest, have self-awareness. There's nothing to be ashamed of. This is what I am. I'll work on it.
At times I feel inadequate.
At times inadequate, no? So you'll analyze your life, you'll find there were enough people around who would have told again and again, "Tu rehne de." Or others would have taken decision on your behalf. हमको मालूम है क्या करने का, तुम बस करते जाओ तो तुमको बोला गया है. And maybe in school we are not gifted in studies, though we are very gifted in cricket, badminton, sports. But others would have looked at the study aspect only and said, पढ़ाई में तो क्या ये क्रिकेट स्पोर्ट खेल कर क्या होगा? Because when we are small children, we just absorb what is given to us. We don't analyze. As a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year, 8-year, 10-year child, how will you analyze? You are told something and you absorb it. So yeah, some of us were in situations where we have developed a feeling of inadequacy about ourselves.
Inadequate and which leads to rebel,
Which leads to rebel, no?
depending on the situation.
What about others? Pankaj? Yes, dear.
As you said that you have given work to the person, so you're supposed to pay the electricity bill and then the food and all. So there is a sense of commitments that have been given.
Order, commitment, yes.
Based on that, the work is allotted. When they don't do it that way, everything goes for it. So in that situation, it leads to anger and frustration. So how do I relate to this?
See, the point we are discussing is misbehavior. Anger, frustration, blaming, misbehavior. Where what I will do is I will make them feel inadequate. They in turn will go and make somebody else feel inadequate. It's a very bad vicious cycle. So first is to understand what is actually going on. Now there may be people who are not interested in learning. There are some people who do not want to learn, do not want to improve. We don't work with such people. मैं इनको नहीं सुधार पाएगा. So either I give them the job which they can do well, or I find a person who can do the job well. Me misbehaving leads to a lot of issues over here in my heart, and therefore my efficiency goes down. No, we just had a business program the other day, you were there. We're discussing if the owner of the business is free for 2 hours and peaceful. At that point of time, let's say Pankaj might think about how to crack this deal with that company by which I can get an extra 5% discount on the 1 crore purchase that I do. Your mind can run in how to earn 5 lakh rupees. But in case I sit down and to train people who don't want to learn, understand the loss, they will anyway not learn. Me misbehaving with them, they still don't learn. But I lose this opportunity in life. So I jolly well give 5,000 rupees extra to somebody, spend 60,000 extra, but use my brain to earn 5 lakhs. Otherwise, I'll save 5,000 rupees, but lose 5 lakhs. That's why the saying is, I am penny wise but pound foolish. When it comes to saving pennies, I am very smart. But when it comes to focusing on the pounds, there my focus gets lost. So misbehavior has this impact. So I can understand they are not performing well. You just need to make a choice. ये इंसान सीखने के लिए तैयार है क्या? अगर सीखने के लिए तैयार है तो किस अप्रोच से सीखेगा? ऐसे चिल्ला के बोलूंगा तो सीख लेगा. Or if you have somebody at office who has all the patience in the world and he knows how to talk to them, they are given the job to get things done. Your job is to tell it to him. He in turn gets it done from people. You don't even interact with the others. So either create a layer or replace that person or give that person the job which they can do brilliantly well. But make yourself free. That's the whole idea. Widow? Question. Okay, let's have questions.
So, what I understood about attention is that I'm a person who feels a little less and that's why I need a little attention. And hence, when I don't get it, misbehavior happens. But in relationships, when I am being taken for granted, where there is, say, no fault of mine, an ideal situation where there is no fault of mine, but I've been taken for granted. And then if misbehavior happens, then where do I fit it over here? I mean,
Your misbehavior or their misbehavior? You misbehave.
I misbehave.
So understand, you carry some pain in your heart. Will your misbehavior solve anything? Will it make them understand how to behave the next time? Now, if they are power centers, you misbehave, what happens? Tell me what happens. Things become worse. If they are rebels and you misbehave, what happens? If they feel inadequate and you misbehave, what happens? They also have pair. You also have pair. Now we are interacting with each other. एंड में अचीवमेंट क्या है, ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है, मिला क्या आपने को? वेंटिंग हो गया. If a relationship means something to you, you need to educate them or you need to train them. People need reminders for remembering. That relationship means a lot to you. You may have to remind them 10 times. First time you said they were not in the zone of attention. So they caught 1% of what you said. Second time they said they had some other priority. They decided to apply, but you are not coming in their list of priority. Third time when you say they understand, यार कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो रहा है क्योंकि बार-बार same mistake हो रही है. They realize it, but determination has not come yet. Now people are people. So you want them to change their behavior. Take that approach which will work for a person like that. So let's say Bharti just said rebellion. Inadequacy therefore leading to rebellion. So let's say now Bharti would rebel the moment you attempt to put power. She can take the biggest of decisions saying, I care a damn. Now, in case something like this is there and there I attempt power, I get angry, I get screaming, I get shouting, what will be the outcome? Solution तो निकलेगा ही नहीं ना, और अंत में नुकसान तो दोनों का होगा. Are you all with me? Therefore, always remember this. In case a relationship is important to you, you need to train them, you need to educate them, and you will have to do it multiple times before transformation happens. Unfortunately, we are not people where एक बार बोल दिया काम हो गया. We wish it was like that. Doesn't happen that way. And I'm a living example of that. So many times I would have told people, you should think big, you should think big, you should think big. They have the capacity, they have the opportunities, they have the support system, they also have dreams. But 17th time when I said, it made sense to them. First 16 times, it worked only little. 70th time, it produced a change. So if you remember, I often say this inside the classroom. Leaders, lovers and teachers cannot give up. So you love that person. You don't give up on that person. You understand progress is happening, may be insignificant. It's taking more time than what you want. but we still need to be at it. I do this every time. For example, let's say Purushottam Chawla. Purushottam is not here today. Now, every life lesson I get an opportunity, I look at him and speak to him about his health. Now, neither he, nor his wife, nor his daughter, not their daughter, are healthy. All of them are grossly overweight. Which means they must be at least 50 to 60% overweight. But I won't give up on him. And then if I go to his house and they say, Naren, आप आ रहे थे ना, आपके लिए वड़ा पाव बनाया है. अच्छा? But I won't give up on him. इंसान अच्छा है ना, थोड़ा मेहनत करना पड़ा, करेंगे ना, छोड़ेंगे नहीं. You had a follow-up question.
So when it's a very close relationship and in the heat of the moment, when misbehavior comes, 6 out of 10 times I'm able to be calm at least. But the 4 times I also lose my cool because I am also from say some part of pair is a part of my
Yes.
I will retaliate. So ऐसे तो नहीं हो सकता कि प्रैक्टिस करना है तो जबरदस्ती झगड़ा करो और देखो कि कितना पैर से 8 हो सकता है 8 से 9 में मेरा प्रेशर बढ़ा सकता है. So what should I do apart from meditation on a very regular basis as a practice, a step-to-step practice which can help me to elevate myself out of pain. So then it's not like as you say ना दो भिखारी एक दूसरे के साथ भीख मांगते रहते हैं. I mean, so what should I do to get out of this?
So first is awareness. Without awareness, nothing can happen. Remember the other day when I was having food, you said idhar dal laga hua hai. Now this is a very funny thing which happens. You're eating food with someone लोग दाल खा रहे हैं, यहाँ थोड़ा दाल लगा हुआ है. Now they show on their side of the face, which is the opposite of your side. So मेरे अगर समझ लो लेफ्ट में लगा हुआ है, so they will be showing it from their side, they will be showing it इधर लगा हुआ है, and I am cleaning over here now. गया. Has it ever happened with you? Then the other person says उधर. इतना भी नहीं समझता. But awareness ही नहीं था कि लगा हुआ है. किसी ने बोला लगा हुआ है तो कहीं और ही सफाई कर रहे हैं. अवेयरनेस नहीं था, समझ नहीं था. तो सामने वाला जब बोलेगा तब समझ में आएगा. And if I am the rebellion mood, I'll say पड़ा रहने दो, देखने दो दुनिया को मैंने दाल खाया है, नहीं साफ करने का है मेरे को, क्यों करूं साफ. So step number 1, awareness. Step number 2, your awareness about the other person. भाई सामने वाला कौन है? ये पैर में क्या एप्लीकेबल है? Which means as a pair, think about each other's pair. उसके ऊपर क्या एप्लीकेबल है? उसका नेचर क्या है? उसका नेचर समझ में आ गया और उसके बावजूद कभी कभी लॉस ऑफ कंट्रोल हो गया, वो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. So don't be too harsh on yourself. But if you wish, definitely improve. Awareness is the key. Back that awareness with what is your goal in that relationship. Like we always say, the goal and the role. So let's say my goal is Pankaj should think big. In that goal, what is my role? In every important relationship of your life, this is an act which will help you like nobody's business. What's the goal? What is my role? Now, depending on the person, you will understand what role will work and what role will not work. For example, if somebody is inadequate, you telling them, चलो आज एक्सरसाइज करना है, they might say आज मूड नहीं है. बोला ना एक्सरसाइज करना, बस कल भी नहीं किया, परसों भी नहीं किया, आज एक्सरसाइज करना, चलो करो. They will listen to orders because they think I am not good enough. If somebody else drives me, let them. It's a different matter. They will go and misbehave with somebody else, but they will listen to you. But somebody who thrives on power, and you tell them, 2 दिन से exercise नहीं किया, मत करो, आज करो. Now what response do you expect from them? They will pounce back at you and say, go to hell. If they're power hungry, they will destroy you, they will argue with you. Rebels, they will immediately order 2 vada pav, 1 misal pav. एक्सरसाइज बोला ना, तो अब ये खाएगा. So what will work? Ideally, when you love people, understand their pair. So let's take our example. If our daughter has inadequacy, and you can see it in their language. I am not good enough. मेरे से कुछ नहीं होता है. मैं जो भी करता हूँ, करती हूँ, results नहीं आते हैं. I don't have a single good friend in life. Everybody ditches me in life. You know, I sent application here, there, and everywhere I get rejected. I did so much for that person. I don't get valued at all. You listen to them and you know they feel very inadequate. Very inadequate means very fragile. And then misbehavior will come out with a few people where they know misbehavior will be acceptable. So they will misbehave with their mother, with their father, with their brother. Some of these close people, they'll misbehave. Now there a lecture on behave properly, this is not acceptable. It's not going to help them. We have to take them through certain journeys. So it could be something as simple as, I really admire the way you stretched yourself during exams. Not many people can do that. Very credible. I wish I can stretch myself like you. And not sum it up with another statement of Gyan, but just narrate that incident and leave it. They will process it as, there is something which is not okay in me, but मैं completely bakwas bhi nahi hu. And you'll find people have this tendency to use words like always, never. These are called absolute words. I will never do this again. Always this happens with me. Everyone does this to me. And this everyone might include 1 or 2 people. But when I'm inadequate, these are the words I will use. So you find anybody using these words, even if they look very confident, you know, okay, inadequacy is there. Inadequacy means I will just remind them about, remember that incident, remember that incident, remember that incident, remember that incident. That's my job. I want them to believe in themselves. That's the goal. And my role is to remind them about those things. That's my job. So awareness about pair, awareness about each other's background, awareness about how they operate, fix the goal and the role, you will find today out of 10 times, if 6 times you are able to be composed, 6 will become 9. And 9 will become 10 when you become Buddha. वो एक आधा mistake unfortunately होता है, but we also have so much pent up things. If it happens with somebody who understands you, it's okay. One of the best ways to get out of even this one is to continuously pamper yourself. Take care of yourself. So that today there is a need from the world to understand us, world to take care of us. I want to feel powerful, so somebody has to put that inside me. I want to rebel, somebody has to put that inside me. I want to feel adequate, somebody has to put that inside me. If I can pamper myself, all the pent up negative things are dealt with, then misbehavior does not happen. And pamper myself in a good way. So it could be a massage. It could be natural ice cream. And for some of you, pampering yourself can be by sending gifts to Naren. You and me are one and the same, na? Pair. I don't think we take enough moments to enjoy ourselves. We become too wrapped up. और छोटी छोटी खुशियां अपन छोड़ देते हैं. So the more you can fill yourself with small moments of happiness. Small. बड़ी खुशी भी नहीं चाहिए, छोटी छोटी खुशी. How many of you remember pop-ins from your childhood? और वो phantom cigarette, do you remember? Phantom cigarette. Exactly. Now just imagine if you have one phantom cigarette. What will you feel? Nice and glad and childhood memories back again. You've taken care of yourself. Pop-ins. Take care of yourself. Mango season is coming. Take limited care of yourself. And many of us can have these small beautiful moments very effortlessly. So awareness, self-awareness and others' awareness, goal and the role, and enough small moments, cute moments where we take care of ourselves. With these three, we will make some significant progress. Really significant progress. And some of us present over here might have gone through some personal tragedies. Maybe marriage didn't work out, maybe something happened with children, maybe partnership broke, maybe your trust was exploited. Maybe a relationship which is very important to you, that person is going through a very bad phase of life, very tough times, and you are not in a situation to help them out. Now, all of us go through these moments of struggle. Every now and then there are times of struggle. What has that struggle done to you? Any one of these four? Let's say struggle made you feel inadequate. When you feel inadequate, the future starts looking dark. When you feel inadequate, you feel very insecure about your future. And that's why panic and anxiety happens too much. And in those moments, imagine you can have these small, small joys. You will be able to bring yourself back on track very fast. Misbehavior won't happen, repair work will start happening. Let's summarize what we learned today.
Naren, I also have a question added to what Joe had asked.
Yes, please.
This is Joe had asked a question when we are dealing with another person. How do we deal with the word pair depending on the whether that relationship is very close to you, it's not close to me. If it is close to me, I take care of the pair. If it is not close to me, I just let it go. That's the best way, or
So what is that role and what is the goal you have in that role?
and if it, according to me, if there's no goal and there's no role, then just let it go.
No goal, no role, you won't even get involved. Na? But let's take, for example, you are sitting inside an auto rickshaw. It is an Uber auto. Obviously, no goal, no role. Now, that depends on the kind of person you are. If you are a person who says, "Kya karne ka hai, jaane do," then you won't get attached. But there may be some people who use every opportunity to interact with people and make a difference in their life. There will be somebody who will say, यार किसी वजह से अभी ऊपर वाले की इच्छा है, मेरी और इसकी मुलाकात हुई है, which means there will be something I have which he needs. नहीं तो खुदा हमको मुलाता ही नहीं. मुलाकात हुई है मतलब कोई मतलब है. Now these people then start interacting with the auto rickshaw driver also. जिंदगी में कभी मुलाकात नहीं होने वाली है. बड़ा इलाज थे, भैया कैसा था, आज का दिन अच्छा हुआ क्या, 2-2:30 बजे बैठा हो तो पूछ लूंगा यार खाना खाया कि नहीं. And if he is 45, 50, बच्चे कितने हैं, बच्चों को कितना पढ़ाया है, आगे क्या करोगे. In case he is feeling inadequate in his life, this conversation should be the turning point of his life. अरे 10-15 मिनट में अगर किसी का जिंदगी बढ़िया हो जाता है, कर लेंगे यार. Now that depends on nature. So I can visualize when Tahir Bhai is traveling, he'll definitely do something like this. And I'm sure many of you have this nature, where if you're traveling, you would like to interact and give him something besides the money that you can give. So then it becomes who are you as a person and what kind of an impact you want to have in others' life. And then maybe enough of us will say, छोड़ो जाने दो यार. I mean, nothing wrong in that, but let him also be peaceful and have enough things to think about.
And I have a question related to the profession. Now there are so many teachers in the school. We just look at face when we are there at the lunch place. Smile, okay, she's a teacher of this grade and that grade. Other than that, there is no role.
That's what I am saying. It completely depends on person to person. Auto is an example. Workplace is another example. You going to a marriage to attend a function where 90% people you don't know is another example. Do you like to create connections? Do you like to make an impact? If yes, you will reach out to people everywhere. You won't waste even 5 minutes now. Even in a marriage reception, the person who's giving you that plate, you will interact with that person. But if you are a person who says, इतना मेरे साथ नहीं होता है, fair enough, not an issue. Absolutely okay. Any other question? Yes, darling. Jay?
At times, I feel this paradox between belief and inferiority complex. So it isn't completely inadequacy that I feel, but there is some belief which is like destroyed or it is fizzled away because of an incident or somebody is, who's very close is not is like hammered onto you that it is not inadequacy as such. I feel it is like an inferiority complex, and it is paradox with belief. So that balance doesn't make me take decisions or go ahead with it. So how do I like relate?
Now you need to develop certain qualities in yourself if you have to beat this. All of us go through this fight. All of us sometimes believe दुनिया मेरी जेब में, and sometimes I believe I don't even exist. मेरे से कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. In various degrees we go through this. Do you agree with me? Every now and then. So how do you conquer that? A sense of discipline is required, which gives you this deep belief कि मैं अपना 100% देगा. Results nobody can predict, but my effort will be 100%. If I'm not sure about that, then that inadequacy will always dominate my life. So, is your nature to give your 100% as long as is required to any project? Or we start with 100% energy, in fact 200% energy, and then it goes down to 40%, 30%, and then we change our goal midway. It's almost like you took a flight from here to Chennai and in between you decided to visit Bhopal. And there will be a few of us who change our goals before reaching the earlier goal. Then that inadequacy will be there forever. So 100%, and for that I need discipline. Open your notebooks. Let's do something very interesting. Can I borrow your quadrant which you're planning to take tomorrow? You know quadrants. They're very interesting quadrant. They are brand new interesting quadrant now. $12 write high energy. High energy. 6 o'clock?
Good.
3 o'clock. Bedu, 3 o'clock was?
Positivity.
Positive, na? 3 o'clock, write positive. 9 o'clock? This is very interesting. Now I will give you this as a homework. But think about it. Don't be in a hurry to complete the exercise. But make this beautifully done and keep it somewhere. Now there are two ways you can do this exercise now. One, at a surface level, in which quadrant do you belong? Some will be high energy and very positive. These are tireless people. Let's say, for example, Sidhu. Sidhu, ekdam out and out. High energy and very positive. I've never heard Sidhu complain. I think that feature does not exist inside him. And always high on energy, he's never tired. Then there are some people who are high in energy but negative. They have a lot of energy, but you find them anxious. You find them with anxiety. There is speed, but anxiety is also there. I don't think that quadrant exists over here, but low energy and negative. Then how will they get up on Sunday morning and come? Possibly nahi. So it does not exist over here. But there will be some people who will find like this. Very sad, don't want to do anything. They become spiritual. Sab moh maya hai. And then there are some people who are positive but low energy. Attitude सही है, effort नहीं. क्योंकि effort requires energy. Now these are the people who can advise everybody in the world without implementing their personal advice. ज्ञान देते हैं लेकिन अमल नहीं कर पाते because energy is low. So now there are two ways in which you can do this exercise. One, you can attempt to identify in which category do you belong. Overall as a person, where do you belong? Girish? 3 to 6, na? Very nice people, very smart also, can give advice to everybody, लेकिन थोड़ा सुम है. In these lives, I have big goals and big roles also. क्योंकि effort लगेगा, लेकिन छोड़ेंगे नहीं. Some of us will also be 12 to 3. These are people meant to lead and they will lead by example. Their presence works. 6 to 9, their absence works. "12 to 3, their presence works. 6 to 9, you should pray they are absent. 9 to 12, these are the doubting elements. कुछ भी करने का दिल से इंतु किंतु परंतु is their language. But what if? Their butts are big. Real big butts. So this is one way of looking at it. The other way, like Megha was saying, now this is where I want you to do the exercise over a few days. Which are those aspects of life where you are in different aspects? Are there areas of life where you are 12 to 3? For example, because Girish said 3 to 6, when it comes to food, Girish? 12 to 3, na? So in some areas of life, we are in 12 to 3. There will be some people in business, they are not in 12 to 3, but in sports, they are 12 to 3. And we see that every year in sports convention. We see their best coming out over there. For some, family is 12 to 3. And in some cases, family is 6 to 9. Nobody. So it will be interesting, just observe. Where is it that you can put energy? Where is it that you are able to put efforts? Very interesting exercise. I've been doing this exercise for the last few days and it's very interesting. I know this is right, but वो priority में नहीं आ रहा है. मतलब वो 3 to 6 में. With pair, also find out where you are able to put effort. Was pair interesting today? Could you understand anything about yourself? My prayer and request to all of us, please don't make anyone feel inadequate in their life. You can give a lot of money, a lot of ideas, but if you've also made them feel inadequate, our children at least should feel very adequate. Our life partner should feel very adequate. Our top colleagues in office should feel very adequate. Then see how you live your life. Just watch how you live your life after that.